Good morning, buenas tardes, or good evening, somewhere in between, maybe. My name is Mike Rudd. Happy to be here with the Heal for All People community, and this is another buffet of meditation, offering up different ways to explore meditation. Has tons of benefits. Some subtle, some not so subtle. For me, it's been a gateway to reduce anxiety, more positive thinking, the ability to think clearer, and the ability to be more calm in my life. Today's meditation is an introduction to a book. This is a book I love reading. It's called The Radiance Sutras by Lauren Roche. 112 Gateways to the Yoga of Wonder and Delight. And this book is meant to read, actually, they explain, one way to explore the text is to pick one technique, one of the sutras. I'm going to read us 5 of the sutras today. And picking one that strikes you out of these 112. And if you Google the 112 Radiance Sutras, you'll be able to find them online. Or if you go to your library, you could get this book. This book's also available, I know, at the Yoga on High bookstore in the Short North, or on Amazon, probably the Book Loft, or trying to think of other bookstores that are in Columbus, Ohio. But if you ask somebody, you'll be able to find it however you want. So finding this technique and practicing it and reading it every morning, writing down your thoughts and how you feel, and then reading it again at the end of the night, writing down your day, journaling about how you felt, what came up for you, even if it's 5 minutes. This is a form of meditation as well. So once again, these meditations are meant to just give you chances to explore various ways to meditate. And you're going to find some of these maybe amazing, some of them really silly, and some of them don't work. Get rid of the ones that don't work. Keep the ones you like. And the ones that are so-so, figure out in between. But so what we're going to do tonight, or today, whenever, is reading. I'm going to read you 5 of these sutras, just to give you an example. And we're going to take a breath. So if you'd like to have a pen and paper with you to jot some stuff down in between, like what comes up when you think about this sutra and after you breathe, or if you just want to sit here and just explore and then come up with a way to think about using them after. But you could read one in the morning, breathe 10 breaths, write down what you notice and how you feel, and then do the same thing at night. This could be a 3-minute practice every day. But this is a way to explore the sutras, and it's a way that works for me. So here we go. First sutra. So I'm going to read the sutra. We're going to take 5 rounds of breath. Eyes can be closed or gaze to the ground. And then I'm going to give you 30 seconds to just sit in it. This is Sutra 1. The one who is intimate to all beings replies, "Beloved, your questions require the answers that come through direct living experience. The way of experience begins with the breath. Such is the breath you are breathing now. Awakening into luminous reality. May dawn in the momentary throb between any 2 breaths. As you exhale, breath is released and it flows out. There is a pulse as it turns to flow in. In that turn, you are empty. Now enter that emptiness as the source of all life. Inhaling, breath flows in, filling up, nourishing. Just as it turns to flow out, there is a flash of pure joy, and life is renewed. Life is renewed, and there is pure joy. Taking a few rounds of breath. Letting those words sit in you. Can you receive pure joy and renewal of life from the power of the breath? How does that feel? Feel free to pause me and write down something. I'm going to continue in the second one, but if you'd like to think about that for a moment, taking the time. Number 2, Radiant One. The life essence carries on its play. Through the pulsing rhythm of outward and inward movement, this is the ceaseless throb, the rhythm of life. Terrifying in its eternity, exquisite in its constancy. The inhalation, the return movement of breath sustains life. The outgoing breath purifies life. These are the two poles between which respiration goes on unceasingly. Between them is every delight you could desire. Even when the senses are turned outward, your attention on the external world, attend also to the inner throb, the pulsing of the creative impulse within you. Taking a few moments to breathe. Between the breaths is every delight you could desire. Notice the impulses of creativity that throb within you. Notice how the breath sustains your life and purifies it, and what happens in between. If you'd like to take a few moments, pausing me once again. If you're still with me, just continuing to breathe and listening in. Radiance Sutra number 3. Enter turning points where rhythms of life transform into each other. Breath flows in, filling, filling. In this moment, drink eternity. Breath flows out, emptying, emptying, offering itself to infinity. Cherishing these moments, mind dissolves into heart, heart dissolves into space, body becomes a vibrating field, pulsating between fullness and emptiness. Once again, breathing into these. The breath can fill us, it can empty us, and in between we can cherish every moment of life. Our mind goes into our hearts into space, and our bodies vibrate, pulsating between fullness and emptiness. Radiance Sutra number 4. At the end of the exhale, breath surrenders to quiet. For a moment, you hang in the balance, suspended in the fertile spaciousness. That is the source of breath. At the end of the inhale, filled with the song of the breath, there is a moment when you are simply holding the tender mystery. In these interludes, experience opens into exquisite vastness, with no beginning and with no end. Embrace this infinity without reservation, for you are its vessel. Listening into the breath, listening into the mysteries. You are the vessel of that breath. Once again, pausing, thinking, breathing, or just coming along for the ride for number 5. Follow the path of the life force as she flashes upward like lightning through your body. Attend simultaneously to the perineum, that bright place between the legs, to the crown of the skull, and to that shining star place above the head. Notice this living current becoming ever more subtle as she rises, radiant as the morning sun, until she streams outward from the top of the head into all-embracing gratitude, thus becoming connected with the life of all beings. Taking a few moments. It's a lot of sutras. Taking away the realization, perhaps, of how strong the breath can be, the guiding force it can be in our lives. How our bodies feel, the vibrations and the electricity running through us, our heart beating at every moment. What a gift, right? It's a wild, wild, wild gift to be alive. So once again, these are the Radiance Sutras, Lauren Roche. Available Amazon library, free PDF download on the internet, or if you want to support the author and your local bookstore, going to one of those and either ordering it, asking them to. Most bookstores, I think, will order a book for you if you request it. So, and then one recommended practice from it is reading it once in the morning, journaling down how you feel, breathing on that, and then doing it again at night for maybe a week, 2 weeks, 3 months, whatever lands for you. But it's a great book for me that I read sometimes as I add in meditation. So, hands to heart center, bowing into you. Namaste. This is Mike. This is meditation on Heal for All People. This is a buffet meditation practices. I have 5 of them on here now. Taking bits and pieces that work for you, mixing them into a practice that works for you. Using some more, using some none, using some less, using some different ones each and every day. That's what this is all about. I'll be back soon, sending you light and love. Namaste, friends.